Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other, and a lot has happened. And I've certainly been thinking a lot about you and your families and hoping that you are staying safe and healthy. Before we even talk about the return of learning, I want to make sure we all stop and support each other during this challenging time. If you have experienced any kind of loss or stress due to somebody in your family or a friend, or even just all the difficulties of being stuck at home for the past few weeks, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of your teachers, your counselor, a clinician, administrator, or myself. We're all here to support you and each other during this challenging time. As we press ahead, I want to reiterate, we all know that these are far from ideal circumstances in regards to learning, but we are going to do the best we can, given the circumstances, to continue our learning program to make sure that you finish the school year with a solid understanding of course concepts, so that when you move on to the next grade level or move on to college, if you're graduating or whatever it might be you're doing after you graduate, that you have the information and knowledge that you need to help set you up for success. Speaking of learning, I do want to encourage everybody to make the most of the opportunities that you're provided, to take part in that synchronous learning aspect where you meet with your teachers for 45 minutes each week, and also to complete all of the assignments and tasks that you are given to complete on your own time. Please know that the efforts that you make over the fourth quarter can make a difference and will make a positive difference in your grade if you are completing everything and given a rating or marks of proficient for the remainder of the year. So there is something at stake, even though we won't be giving official grades over the course of the fourth quarter. Finally, we're also taking steps to do the best we can to continue to promote those other aspects of school that are so important, including extracurricular clubs, activities, school spirit, the Positivity Project, and others. So we will be using third period, which of course normally devoted to learning seminar and charger time, for this purpose. I'll be working with leadership students to provide opportunities once a week during that time frame. I'll also be speaking to everybody once a week about what's happening and the latest news and developments. We're also providing time, optional time after school, so to speak, where students can check in with their club sponsors, coaches. I know some coaches are already giving activities for athletes to do on their own time to try to keep up their skills and their fitness. And we also just continue to welcome any ideas that students have that will help us be there for each other, whether that be on a human level, whether that be as peers, whether as teammates, as colleagues. We're all here to help each other, and I certainly can't do it alone, and many of the best ideas come from students. And of course, we'll also be updating everybody on big activities, end-of-year activities like graduation, and as more information and the circumstances evolve. But please know those decisions won't be made by me. They'll be made by division leaders for the entire school system. So, but I really care about you, all of you. Remain committed to doing whatever I can to support you during this time. And please, again, don't hesitate to connect with anybody if there's something that you need. Thanks, everybody, and have a great week.
Good morning, Chantilly. This is Mr. Winfrey, Assistant Principal at Chantilly High School. I hope everyone is doing well during this time. This morning I'm going to share some information regarding distance learning.
Distance learning will begin at Chantilly High School on Tuesday, April 14th and continue through the end of the school year. Teachers will provide a link to their Blackboard Collaborate. Students should also communicate with their teacher on Wednesdays and Fridays at designated office hour times if they have any questions. What is the best way to communicate with a teacher? Students should send an email to the teacher. When in doubt regarding which email address, send the email to both addresses. the fcps.edu, and the fcpsschools.net. Students should be familiar with using the Chantilly student site. There is an icon located on your FCPS On device desktop. The Chantilly High School student site looks like this. It includes all of the resources for students to access. At the top is the new distance learning page link. When you click that link, it will take you to all things distance learning. This page includes tips to a successful virtual school year. Students should have a dedicated workspace. Check your email often. Make sure your internet access is strong. Stay informed and up to date with current information, and stick to a schedule. Here are some other tips for online learning. Fully commit yourself and participate in the virtual classroom as required. Be willing to become tech savvy. Work with others effectively. Complete your learning tasks and assignments on time. Be self-disciplined. Identify your learning objectives and goals. Build a study plan. Ask for help. Review, revise, and repeat. Take breaks. Participate in online discussions, and most of all, stay motivated. On the distance learning page, you will see the schedule for each week. All FCPS schools will follow a set schedule for instruction. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be times for students to work on assignments on their own. Each teacher will provide students with office hours where students can ask questions and seek help. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be used for direct virtual instruction with teachers. On Tuesdays, students will virtually attend periods 1, 3, 5, and 7. On Thursdays, students will attend periods 2, 4, 6, and 8. We are also working to provide optional virtual wellness activities and promote school spirit during period 3, as well as optional extracurricular activities and meetings during the afternoon. Students should consider using a copy of the student schedule template at the top of this page. When students click this link, they will be asked to make a copy of the distance learning student schedule template. Follow the schedule for meeting with teachers. Have a plan to use the other days to complete assigned work and check in with your teachers as needed. At the bottom of this page is information regarding Blackboard Collaborate. Make sure you read this information and understand the tools that are offered on Blackboard. Attendance. Teachers will record non-participation in synchronous learning sessions in SIS. This will happen 2 days per week by period. The code VSN will be used, which means virtual session non-participation. Teachers will identify students who are not participating and will contact home. Parents will be able to see in parent view. Quarter 3 grading. Quarter 3 gradebook is closed to new assignments as of March 13th. Teachers may enter assignments that were due prior to March 13th but not yet added to the gradebook. Teachers have been asked to accept work to benefit the student. For example, assignments given prior to March 13th and due after that date. Quarter 3 missing or incomplete assignments or reassessments with no late penalty. Students may complete Quarter 3 missing work and reassessments up to April 24th, which is the end of the third quarter. Midterm may be included in Quarter 3 grading. Quarter 4 grading. Quarter 4 will be removed from final mark term weighting. Assignment marks will be entered in SIS and will be proficient, attempted, or not attempted. This data will be considered to positively influence the final course grade of the student. Students and families will be able to see marks in SIS, though weekly emails will not be sent since there will not be a Quarter 4 grade. Quarter 4 grade will be a no mark. Final course grades, year-long courses. Teachers set up a standard term weighting that will not include Quarter 4 or final exam. Quarters 1, 2, and 3 will be weighted equally at 33.3%. Chantilly has the discretion of raising a student's final grade by 1 grade distribution. For example, a B can improve to a B+, based on demonstrated proficiency of Quarter 4 learning. A student with an F average may increase to any D grade for final mark based on Quarter 4 proficiency of learning. A student's final grade will be the highest of the following: averages of Quarters 1, 2, and 3, the average of quarters 1, 2, and 3 with one grade distribution increase if applicable. First semester grade, consideration of quality points as per FCPS grading and reporting. For students who had an F at first semester, all efforts should be made to engage the student in distance learning to give them the opportunity to demonstrate proficiency of learning and raise their grade. Students with an F average may increase to any D grade for final mark based on the fourth quarter demonstrated proficiency of learning. Below, you will see the grading timelines. Report cards will be printed and mailed centrally to all families except those that have opted to receive report cards online only. The last day of distance learning and graduation details for seniors are still to be determined. Look for the nightly news and Dr. Pool's weekly video announcements. New videos will be posted each Tuesday morning during third period or before 10:30 a.m. Look for the videos on each of Chantilly's platforms, the FCPS on Google Classrooms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and more. Want to be featured on the Nightly News? The Nightly News would love to feature student and staff videos about how Chargers have been spending this time at home. Send a direct message to the Nightly News via Twitter or email Miss Kelly. You can also check out the YouTube channel, Chantilly_TKN. Students are also encouraged to follow the Purple Tide student paper. Using the CHS student site, students can access the student paper by clicking the icon. It will take students directly to the Purple Tide website. The Purple Tide has started a series called the Coronavirus Diaries. The Coronavirus Diaries is a series of diary-type entries written by students and staff documenting the day-to-day activities and experiences in quarantine. Follow the Purple Tide on Instagram or Twitter and submit your story. How can students pick up personal items left at Chantilly or items that were ordered? These items can be picked up when students are allowed to come back to buildings to return any school-owned property and collect items from lockers. Additional guidance will be provided at that time. Illness or other family situation that prevents students from completing work prior to April 24th. If a parent communicates that their student is unable to complete assignments and/or reassessments during this time period, an incomplete may be given for third quarter, and the incomplete can be updated once the student is able to provide the remaining third quarter work. Chantilly High School cares about the well-being of every student. Students, parents, and guardians are welcome to contact CHS Student Services. In addition to talking about the importance of washing hands, covering coughs and sneezes, and staying home when they are sick, there are a number of resources to support families when discussing COVID-19. If you or someone you care about is in crisis, you have these options.
I am Michelle Gates, and I facilitate learning of oceanography here at Chantilly High School. I'm going to talk about the positivity trait of appreciation of beauty and excellence. Being in my house during these uncertain times, I have had more time to enjoy the wonder of spring. Each day, my trees and plants slowly unfurl, signifying a fresh season that is upon us. Seeing the bees, squirrels, and chipmunks coming alive, walking along the path, hearing the sounds of the birds greeting each other, the tranquility of the stream, and the smells of the flowers as they bloom, all of which might have gone uncontemplated if I was still maintaining my busy schedule from just a few weeks ago. Now I have the time to cherish the spring beauty and revel in the moment. I also think of all the people that are demonstrating their excellence in their skills. Students, you are resilient. Educators, you are innovative. Together, we are a community. We are the Chargers. It is a community I love being part of. I am grateful for this time to become more mindful and virtually connected to those around me. I miss each one of you, and I am grateful I can appreciate your beauty and excellence from afar.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm part of the class board of 2021. I hope everyone's staying safe and entertained despite the restrictions of staying home. Don't forget to stay active.
I know we're all struggling out here with nothing to do, but I hope your friends are still there to keep you company virtually, on FaceTime and Zoom or whatever.
Well, some good shows to watch for virtual friends are Money Heist, Tiger King, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and probably any random anime that you could find.
You can also
on
take this
Crunchyroll.
time to explore your interests, whether it's trying a new recipe, taking an online course, or learning how to play the guitar.
I hope you guys are all doing well while we're off of school. During this time, there's actually a lot of people that are in need, and the best thing we can do is by helping our communities, by maybe getting some food to donate to your local food drive, or maybe even gathering some safety supplies and giving it to your nearby hospital. I know they'd greatly appreciate that. But in the meantime, let's stay productive, find something to do, and keep on social distancing, because the more we do that, the quicker this will all be over and we'll be back to our daily lives. But stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys.
Make sure you guys stay inside and wash your hands in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
I'm very excited to reconnect with everybody through online classes next week.